Alright, we are back with another visit to the cabin. What do we want to do this time? I'm not sure. How we treat the princess in chapter 1 seems to affect how she treats me back in chapter 2. So it seems like she has a continuity of some kind, right? If we treat her nicely, she's very nice to me, she's in love with me. But if I don't rescue her, she gets very mad, and then she kills me. The narrator says you're here to slay the princess. Sweet! I've always wanted to off a monarch. Viva la revolution!
That's the spirit. You make your way up the short path to the cabin. A warning. She will lie.
That's fine. Why don't we... Well, we still never followed what the narrator wanted me to do.
The interior of the cabin is almost entirely bare. The blade is your implement.
Maybe I'll just try stabbing and see what happens.
You take the blade from the table. It'd be rather difficult to slay the princess and save the world without it.
But going into the basement with a knife means she'll be upset with me.
The door to the basement creaks open, revealing her voice carries up the stairs.
Who's there?
Yeah, last time she was like, hello? Who's there? She's already on guard.
She sounds dangerous. It's almost as if she's the one in charge down here.
Don't let it fool you. It's all part of the manipulation.
Okay, let's just actually follow what the narrator tells me this time. Hey, I think I'm here to kill you?
Oh, are you now? Why don't you come down and let me take a look at you?
Great job. You gave away the element of surprise. Good luck, hero.
It was never gonna work out. She's facing the stairs. I can't sneak up on her back.
You walk down the stairs and lock eyes with the princess. There's a heavy chain around her wrist, binding her to the far wall of the basement.
I'm thinking about that castle dungeon we saw last time, and the window was... there were no bars. This one is very clearly trying to keep her in.
She's so coldly beautiful. Is she really a threat to the world?
Focus on the task at hand.
Please don't chew your arm off again. I'm just thinking about what happened last time. Good thing she's only locked up on one side, huh? Otherwise we'd have to see two flailing hands being ripped off.
You weren't kidding when you said you were here to kill me.
Steel your nerves and step forward.
You step forward, your grip on the blade tightening as you steel your resolve.
I'm ready to see some messed up stuff today then. I suspect chapter 2 will be pretty brutal.
Oh? No talking then? Fine. What even makes you think you can kill me?
Even if we don't succeed, I feel like we've already locked in her being antagonistic towards me.
I'm probably chained up in this basement for a reason, right? And if that knife is the only weapon you have, you'll have to get close enough to use it. So, you should just drop it. Best not to risk finding out what I can do.
She's unarmed. If you hesitate now, it'll be too late. End this.
What if she isn't bluffing? What if she kills us?
You go into this expecting to die, you're going to die.
Hesitating? Why don't you drop the knife and the two of us can be civilized with each other?
Oh dang, that counts as hesitating. That might have changed something then, because the narrator just said don't hesitate. Don't say no more.
You charge the princess, blade trembling in your hand, but you've already lost the battle. She casually sidesteps your thrust before knocking you to the ground with a single blow from her elbow.
Oh, what a hero I am. I'm so weak.
We shouldn't have hesitated.
Yeah, that's what I thought. I didn't think the exploration counted as hesitating though, but it does take up time.
But she doesn't stop there. She kicks you a few times for good measure, the pointed tip of her shoes feeling like a pickaxe against your fracturing bones, making sure you stay down.
Who let her keep the shoes?
As you lie, crushed and broken on the basement floor, the princess kneels on your throat with the kind of weight you didn't think her slight frame could possibly possess. As you gasp for air, she eyes you with an intense curiosity. You shouldn't have let that fear creep into your heart. You had the upper hand, and now look at you.
Too late to go back on it.
Is this really the best you could do? Look at you. Completely broken. I'd be lying if I said I wasn't a little disappointed.
She's evil again.
She applies more pressure, slowly squeezing what's left of your life out of your lungs. This is the end, isn't it? I'm afraid it is. Everything goes dark, and you die.
Can we even kill her? She gets stronger the more aggressive I get. But that's not the end. It isn't.
You're on a path in the woods. You're here to slay her.
Okay, no.
Oh, don't you start grandstanding about morals. The fate of the world is at risk right now, and the life of a mere princess shouldn't stop you from saving us all. If he doesn't remember what happened, then maybe it's best to keep it that way. You know I can hear you, right? It's going to be a lot harder than you think to keep secrets from me. What does it matter what he knows? There's nothing we can do to stop her. She's just going to kill us again.
Voice of the broken. A very depressed kind of voice.
She is not going to kill you unless you let her. But slaying the princess and saving the world is going to be much more difficult than it has to be if you spend the whole time second-guessing yourself.
Let's see if the broken voice has much more to say.
Those are two very... Let's say for a moment. You died last time.
Of course we died. We couldn't land a single blow on her, and she broke every bone in our body before she decided to let us die.
Damn.
What were we supposed to do to stop her then? What are we supposed to do to stop her now? It's pointless.
If she doesn't know we're here, we can try not giving ourselves away this time, but she'll probably be on guard.
She's just a princess. Slaying her shouldn't have been difficult, but congratulations. You've been given another chance to actually do this right.
We'll see.
And I believe your other question was something along the lines of, oh, what's the point of doing anything?
If you're asking that, it sounds to me like you're making the rather dangerous assumption that your actions last time around didn't have any consequences.
I feel like we've seen sufficient proof that everything we do, usually we expect that exploration options don't advance the dialogue. But clearly there, just now it did, because it counted as hesitation.
What do you mean? Of course there weren't any consequences. The princess killed us and now everyone's right back where they started. That sounds pretty consequence-free to me. Yes, but in this purely hypothetical, if it's the latter, do you think the people there...
If she ended the entire world, why should we even bother? We might as well just walk up to that cabin, break her chains and let her do whatever she wants. It's all the same in the end.
Kinda true.
Just because she's capable of ending the world doesn't mean you're not capable of slaying her. Both of those things can be true at the same time. So chin up. I believe in you.
I'll talk about the princess a little bit.
Just be quick about it.
She killed me last time around. How can I make sure that doesn't happen again?
Like I said, if she killed you, it was probably because you didn't listen to me.
All she did last time around was beat me to death. How can someone like that end the world?
She just can.
We're not. We might as well just pledge ourselves to her and stop pretending that we're capable of doing anything in this situation. She probably doesn't even need to try to overpower us.
Can we tone down the pessimism just a smidge?
I'm not being a pessimist. I'm just being realistic.
Thin line between the two.
You're being annoying. Just ignore their bickering, and whatever you do, don't pledge yourself to her. I cannot stress enough how absolutely catastrophic that would be for everyone, yourself included.
I've died too many times to care. Who locked her in that basement? What is this place?
People locked her in that basement, and
If people locked her away, why couldn't they slay her?
Look. Oh. Of course you're...
Who cares if you think we're special? As far as I can tell, the only thing special about us is that we get to experience painfully dying all over again.
And for these people, they'll forget when we get back to chapter 1, but me, the entity, we both remember. You're being cagey. What aren't you telling me?
I've told you everything you need to know. The less you know about her, the better.
That's all.
Great. Now, if you don't mind, the whole world is waiting with bated breath for you to save it from ruin.
I guess we'll try again.
A warning. She will lie.
Lying? Cheating? Why would she even bother? She didn't need to do anything like that last time.
Pretty crappy of us that we were armed and we had the upper hand. She was chained and we still lost to her. What does that say about my combat abilities?
She caught us off guard last time. We'll be fine. Let's just keep our wits about us.
So the hero is buying into killing her.
At least one of you still has a shred of sense. Just make sure you listen to him and not that whiner.
If that's what you want, I guess I don't have a say here.
Alright, we don't need that Debbie Downer business here. The hero, sometimes he feels weak, sometimes he feels gallant. It's not constant. The hero, yeah, I guess a hero can be many things. Here he's given in to having to slay the princess because we've seen already that she can kill us.
The interior of the cabin is larger and more grandiose than its humble exterior would suggest. The only furniture of note is a massive marble altar with a pristine blade perched on its edge.
Different variations. Again, this does not look like the cabin outside. It's a wooden cabin. This is not a wooden cabin. Mirror yet again. The mirror always looks the same.
The blade is your implement. You'll need it if you want to do this right.
I didn't get to see the cabin for the nightmare one. Maybe that's something that we should go back to sometime.
Why do we feel so small?
We don't feel small. We are small.
Are we gonna see a giantess today? This whole cabin's different than last time.
Maybe that's because you haven't actually been here. I hope this means you'll finally drop that ridiculous past life nonsense. You haven't died, and you certainly haven't been killed by the princess.
I think I'm gonna ignore the mirror this time, but I'll explore the dialogue.
That's because there isn't. There's definitely a mirror. There isn't.
Who cares if there's a mirror? We're all going to die anyway. And I'm sure that if we looked in there, we'd just see something sad and miserable looking back at us. We don't need any reminders of what we are. It would only make things worse.
Some constants across all these different timelines. The mirror, the cabin, the dagger, the princess.
For the last time, you're not going to die unless you let it happen. And luckily for you, there isn't a mirror, so no one needs to worry about confronting a grisly visage any time in the near future.
I'm expecting horrible things to happen. We died in chapter 1, but graphically it wasn't very scary. I feel like something scarier might happen this time. Just like last time with a nightmare, she was like advancing towards me, and then the other time she was biting off her arm. Yeah.
Though, for what it's worth, if there were a mirror, I'm sure that you wouldn't find anything sad or miserable in it looking back at you. You probably look perfectly normal.
No one has addressed that I look like a monster. Are people in this world just monsters?
Probably. Do you not know what we look like?
He knows. He just doesn't have the heart to tell us.
It doesn't matter if there is a mirror.
But it does matter. Don't you care if we're being lied to? If he's willing to lie about something as innocuous as a mirror, what else is he hiding from us? I'm not lying to you. Use your eyes. There is no mirror. Why would I lie about something so meaningless? What good would a mirror even do? Let you waste time preening yourself instead of doing what needs to be done.
Okay, we lost our chance to look at it.
But there was a mirror a second ago.
We should count ourselves lucky. Some things are better left unseen.
Take the blade, kill the princess.
You take the blade from the altar. It would be difficult to slay the princess and save the world without a weapon.
We had to climb up the ladder and all. Is she gonna be gigantic this time? Oh god.
The door to the basement creaks open, revealing a spiral staircase. Its steps almost as deep as you are tall. The smell of incense drifts up from below. For a moment, you almost feel at ease.
Incense?
Huh. This is actually kind of nice.
It's still a stone basement. If the princess lives here, slaying her is probably doing her a favor.
Her booming voice rolls up the stairs.
Is that a guest I hear? Don't linger on the stairs. Come down and witness me.
Right. She's angry.
You weren't kidding when you said it was booming. She wasn't like this last time. We need to get down there. She wants us to see her. We need to see her.
I thought you would be too scared to go. You actually want to go?
Should we be worried about your sudden change in attitude? Just a few minutes ago you were going on about how pointless everything was. Now you want to go down there.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter what that little voice says. He's not the one making the decisions. Though if his ramblings get you to the princess, they get you to the princess.
We have no choice. Is she even locked up?
Making your way down the spiral staircase is a time-consuming and exhausting effort, every step requiring you to clamber over one edge before dropping to the next. But soon the end comes into view, and you tumble to the bottom, entering the vast, temple-like room beyond.
How vast?
The princess towers over you, almost glowing in the weak starlight, her figure framed by a stained glass window. Her long hair billows around her, and a chain binds her wrist to the far wall.
Stained glass window. I'm trying to think back to what happened before. Is my job now to sort of hold out long enough so that we can wait for the world to end to absorb her? If we die, then that might not happen.
The chain is nothing to her. It might as well be a toy for all the good it would do. I told you it was pointless to resist her.
I mean, I wish the voice of the smitten was here. I feel like this is also somebody's fetish.
The little bird has returned to me. I wonder what he wants.
Chapter 2, Princess always acknowledges that we have come before.
You brought that knife again, even though you know it's useless. Such charming audacity. Drop it.
She's gonna kill me. No, we're committing the doing this.
As if on command, the blade slips from your grasp. It clatters uselessly to the floor.
I'm pretty sure I didn't press the wrong thing just now.
But we didn't drop it. We decided to grip it tighter, remember? Are you really just going to let that happen to us? I have a duty to report facts as facts, and the fact is that you dropped the blade.
Of course we dropped it. She's so much more than us. You wouldn't understand what it feels like to be in her presence.
This feels like the flip side of the voice of the smitten in another direction.
Oh, I understand what's going on, and you'd better snap yourself out of it.
Kneel.
Is she floating? She's basically floating here. I will kneel. I know I will.
Oh, are you still trying to defy me? I said kneel.
Your legs buckle, and your knees hit the floor.
That's my good little bird. Now, why don't we talk?
Oh, I didn't even clue in on it the first time around, but I'm a bird monster then. We mentioned feathers before, and she's just saying directly I'm a bird. I have hands? I have hands though.
The last time we met, you couldn't even scratch me. And yet here you are again, trying to succeed where you've already catastrophically failed. What draws you back here beyond the empty halls of death?
The lack of a choice to do anything else. We could have not come to the cabin, but we know how that stuff usually goes. The world ends up breaking.
Speak.
The last time we met? I suppose that lends credence to our conversation in the woods. Still, whatever you do, don't tell her why you're here. It's best not to give her any ideas.
We came with a knife. You think she doesn't know? I'll listen to the narrator. That's my thing today.
Do you think holding shut your beak is enough to stop me from prying it open? Do you think your skull can save your thoughts from being seen? You're less broken than I thought.
Perhaps you need another lesson in submitting to your betters.
Why are you even trapped here?
Pick up that needle.
What needle?
Do it. It's what she wants.
No objections here. I don't know what she's planning, and I don't like that we don't know what she's planning, but we might as well pick up the blade.
Oh, she's calling the blade a needle because she's gigantic.
As your eye falls on the blade, you feel a weight. Some divine hand that sits unperceived by your senses, but that manages to push you towards its desires like an unseen puppeteer.
Interesting. If we had come under different circumstances, and this is what I'm guessing, then we could have done these things. Maybe if we were not defiant, if we just kneeled, maybe she would have answered me.
You reach forward and grasp the blade.
Stand!
This one's easy. See? This isn't so bad.
She's gonna kill me, isn't she?
Okay, yeah. We can do that. We were probably going to stand anyway.
All of you. I hate all of you.
You can feel a creaking tension between body and will as you slowly rise to your feet, like two foes forced into an unhappy truce. The princess eyes you with soft contemplation. The moment seems to last a lifetime, the silent anticipation of what's to come dragging out the long, painful seconds. But all silences are broken eventually.
To defy me is to claim we stand on level ground. We do not. You are quiet shadow, while I am brilliant radiance.
Quiet shadow. The long quiet.
Take that knife in your hand and slit your throat.
What? You don't have to listen to her. You're armed. Just steel your nerves, step forward, and end this.
I have a feeling we can't. Ooh, a little bit ambiguous?
Oh, we'll end this all right.
Your hand lifts the blade and brings it towards your throat. Okay, I apologize for the unclear language. End her.
I'd like to, but I think it's too late now. Oh! Oh, well, if I have a chance. Following the narrator.
Your body is sluggish and unresponsive, actively fighting against you, but you do your best to stagger forward. One step at a time, you move towards the princess.
Slitting your throat would have been a mercy, but it seems you're in need of a harsher lesson. Plunge that knife into your lungs.
Ah, you really have to make it painful for me, don't you?
I'm sorry.
Don't! As you take another step forward, the blade digs into your ribs, slicing through flesh with ease. It somehow feels like an entirely natural thing to do, while the simple act of walking has become an arduous impossibility.
It's like we're letting the voice of the broken control our body, because he's very into whatever's happening here.
Then it slides back out, the wound burning as a small hiss of air escapes through the fresh orifice. Blood fills your lungs.
Oh!
Now, do it again. Keep doing it until I give you permission to stop.
The world can break any time now. I'd be okay with that.
Those are just words. You don't have to listen to her.
It's what she wants.
You, heroic one, what are you doing? Don't just let this happen. Stop him from killing you. I'm on it. Your other hand locks around your wrist, struggling to keep it from perforating vital organs. But the blade still flails towards you, managing to slice bits of skin that plop to the floor to join the growing pile of blood and gore beneath you. Despite the pain, you manage to keep yourself in one piece, at least for now.
What a pitiful display. A wounded little bird, thinking it can defy a god.
This princess is basically what we thought it would be like. Judging by what the narrator told us before, like, oh, she's really dangerous, she's gonna end the world, and then this godlike princess is fitting of that image.
It doesn't have to be like this. It doesn't have to hurt so much. You can choose a gentle end. You can choose to leave that punctured vessel for the next.
Vessel. I don't think I can slay her, that's the problem. So, I don't think I'm the only— wait. The gifts that we've been giving the entity, it's the princess, but then the second— can we also give ourselves? That's what happened that one time. Maybe? I've gotta commit. Though.
Or you can pathetically struggle against yourself until the floor of this temple is painted with the bloody impressions of your futility.
Leave that punctured vessel for the next. That seems that this princess knows something. Why doesn't she have a name still?
You continue to approach the princess, even as the repeated gouges of your blade expose bone and muscle to the open air of the basement. You know, this would be a lot easier if you gave us a hand. My influence only goes so far, and I can only juggle so many things at once. The best I can do right now is to continue to drive you forward. Believe me, this whole ordeal would be so much easier if I didn't have to contend with free will.
The princess would have been slain already.
You're the one making things difficult. You're the one making us hurt. She doesn't want to hurt us. She's just doing what she has to.
Stop.
As you finish crossing the room, you fall to your knees at the princess's feet, your chest heaving as your blood pools in the crevices of the stone floor, the coppery taste coating your throat. The princess kneels down, lifting your chin with her finger as her face lowers to yours.
Your devotion is misplaced. You've surrendered to delusion. But something about your defiant spirit speaks to me. You are different than you were before.
Her eyes are glowing like she's not a natural being.
Perhaps, if you've learned your lesson, I can spare you from the release of death.
Wait, but death might be the kinder gesture here.
There's a place at my side for you, if you'll have it. Not as an equal, but as something worthy to be kept. A priest, perhaps, or a pet.
Well, that's demeaning, isn't it? Yes, how thoughtful of her.
The voice of the broken would like it.
It's a mercy. Take it. I think he's given up whatever say he had at the start of all this. At least one of you is sane. She's within striking distance, and she's only negotiating now because she knows you have what it takes to put an end to her. Seize the moment before it's too late.
That's a little bit delusional, but I'll trust you on this one. Keep trying.
No. Yes. Though your body trembles, struggling to defend itself in the face of the princess's overwhelming will, you finally manage to break through, darting to her side before she can react.
Oh?
The wind of your freedom rushes through you, and you channel it into a decisive blow, stabbing into the soft flesh of her ankle and severing the tendons in an act of unyielding defiance.
Oh. But that's not—
She falls to the floor, crashing unceremoniously to her knees.
Yeah, we sliced her ankle, but she's not gonna die from that. Is she?
But you don't give her any time to recover. Your heart pounding with determination, you plunge your blade into her chest.
Oh my goodness! I can't believe we did it!
As you find your target again and again, she laughs, crude emotion breaking through her once stony composure as your blade cuts her flesh.
Okay, maybe I'm calling it a little too early.
We can do this, can't we?
Let's.
You always could. The decision to give you this task was not made lightly. You're here for a reason.
It's not too late to pick up the pieces. It's not too late to toss that blade aside and beg for forgiveness.
Shut up, weakling!
Shut up.
I can't believe you would actually strike me. You
heathen!
Before you can strike the final blow,
Sorry.
the princess lashes out, knocking you off your feet.
I clicked right when she started talking. What did she say? You heathen, you worm, you defiler. You don't know the consequences of your arrogance. Oh, she's knocked me off my feet. Uh-oh.
There's an unsettling wet plop as your spine breaks, numbness and pain spreading through your body. As you rebound towards the ceiling in a moment of disorientated lightness, she drives her fist into your chest.
Oh, we got so close.
Your body is crushed as she pulverizes you into the floor, the ground itself breaking from the impact. You lie there, broken, beyond pain, unable to even see what she's done to you. But the princess is succumbing to her own wounds as well. She looks down upon her body in abject horror and disgust.
Taking you down with me.
You made me use my hands. I can feel myself twisting into something new, something dull, something defiled. What have you done to me?
You're monsters and conspirators. I can't bear to watch this.
She was godlike and immortal, so we made her mortal.
The princess has been nothing but cruel to you. You should feel liberated by her fall.
She even has a little crown thing going on.
But I don't feel liberated. I feel empty.
Aside from the pain, I feel fine.
Aside from dying, I'm alive.
She collapses to the floor. Her glassy eyes watch, unblinking, yet somehow still full of anguish and fear, as the two of you perish together.
See you in the afterlife, my love.
I suppose we were never gonna get a happy ending here, were we?
But I'm quite proud that we managed to pull that off. It seemed so impossible.
Don't let those be your final thoughts. You saved the world. That's worth something.
Yeah, we did it in a roundabout way too. We could have sealed the deal in chapter 1, but we didn't, and now we got this extended killing princess scene, I guess.
I guess.
I feel like the stuff I say keeps getting repeated in the dialogue. That's probably a good sign that they're tapping pretty well into the players' thoughts.
Regardless of how you feel about it, it's finally over. Thank you. Everything goes dark, and you die.
Oh! First time we made it to chapter 3. What the hell?
You're on a path in the woods, and at the end of the path... Okay, what the hell is that?
Are you, do you remember? He does.
I think he's upset. And what's he got to be upset about? We just killed a god!
Stubborn. Yeah, stubborn because we killed a god. It didn't seem likely that we could, but we did it.
Exactly. You heathens destroyed the most beautiful thing that ever was, and ever will be.
He's like hypnotized.
You're damn right we did. And you'll get over it. I can't say I have much sympathy for you. She was bad for us and you almost got us killed. You're being too generous. He did get us killed. Alright, enough chatter. Got a thing I'm supposed to do, and if you don't mind, I'd like to do it without any more interruptions.
This isn't... What are we even looking at anymore? The kind of look like claws. Goopy, meaty stuff? But it's not the long quiet, and we've never been to chapter 3 before.
Okay, great, you're listening. You're on a path in the woods, and at the end of that path is a... If your thing is telling us about the princess, don't waste your breath. We know all about her, and it's hardly a path in the woods at this point, is it? Well, this is just great. Let me cut to the chase. Clearly, you've already been here.
But you don't remember?
Yeah, you think?
But even he thinks it's weird because the place looks really messed up.
Actually, I don't think we have been here. This is all different, isn't it?
But the same?
Yes, precisely. And if you'd given me 2 seconds to finish my thought, I would have said that. Oh, you're actually letting me talk now. Great. If you've already been here, it means you've seen things you aren't supposed to have seen, and you know things that you aren't supposed to know. This doesn't look like a path in the woods. If reality seems distorted, it's because reality is distorted.
You told me that slaying the princess was gonna save the world, feels like we messed it up even more.
So you knew this could happen? You knew we'd be able to restart like this? I know all sorts of things, which is why you should listen to me.
Yeah, I do think you know a lot of things, but you're not telling me any of them.
That's not really an answer. Look, if the world around you is changing, especially all the way out here, then that means you're nearing the point of no return. Whatever happens next, that's it. There won't be any more do-overs, so you'd better take things seriously. Don't worry, we only need this one last go at things.
Do we have to kill her again?
You'd better hope that's true, and don't let that inflated ego get in the way of doing your job.
Okay.
If there's still a princess at the cabin, maybe we can salvage things. Maybe if we just grovel and apologize, things can go back to how they were before.
Shut up already.
Oh, cut it out, will you? We need to be tough right now, and you're making it so much harder than it has to be, so stop whining.
Oh, we have different stuff now. We leave now? I don't think so. I don't want the world to end yet. You said yourself that you know more than you're letting on. If you want me to go to the cabin, then you better tell us everything.
I can't. Anything I say at this point is far more likely to accelerate the unraveling of this place than it is to actually help you do your job.
But is this supposed to be happening though? Why is reality unraveling?
In fact, I probably shouldn't have even said that.
But I don't think the narrator is a bad person at the end of the day though.
I trust that if you've been here before, it means you know how dangerous she is, and that you know I'm not lying to you about her. Really? That's it? That's all we're getting out of you?
He just wants to keep things going the way they are. But we've been given a second chance to do right by her. She can build something better than this. She can build something better than us. We just have to let her do it.
Build? Is she the creator?
I get it. You're conflicted. You've been through a lot, but I really have to be firm here. I will tell you one thing, which is that even now you are capable of stopping her and saving the world from ruin. You always have been, and you always will be. Do with that what you will.
I believe you. It feels like I'm being pulled in 100 different directions. You'd better all listen to me when time comes to make a choice.
So what if I'm speaking my mind? It's not like I've ever really gotten a say in things.
I'm ready to kill you off already.
What a crock of shit. Yeah, you stabbed us last time. Repeatedly.
It didn't even work. It doesn't count.
We died! If you didn't submit to her, for all we know, that wouldn't have happened.
It's the punishment you all deserved for not listening to me. To her.
Aside from our sulking friend, I don't think we have much to worry about. You're still the one in charge here, and I don't think that's ever gonna change.
Okay, good.
Second he tries something, I'll put a stop to it.
Good. If I don't slay her, if I just stay here or do anything else and we hit this point of no return, then what happens?
Then what happens? Have you even been listening? It's the end is what happens. Yeah, but is there something after the end?
Yeah, the world resets. You guys are dead, but I'm alive.
How am I supposed to know? The end means finality. It's not like I can just peek on over to the other side and tell you what it's like there, if there even is a there. It doesn't matter because we're going to win.
Yeah, I'm with Stubborn today.
Now that's exactly the sort of mindset I like to see. Don't let yourself be consumed with self-doubt. Don't flirt with oblivion. Just focus on the present and everything will be absolutely fine.
No matter what happens next, it seems like our answers are at the cabin. We might as well see this through.
Good, we're all on the
wow.
same page. It isn't long before you find yourself at the end of the path, staring up at the cabin on the hill. You'll find the princess within, as I'm sure you already know. End her.
The house always looks the same, but everything else?
That's it? No final words of advice?
She will lie, she will cheat, she will manipulate.
I'd rather not waste any more time. I'm sure that any advice I'd give at this point is something you've already heard. That's fine by me. let's get moving. I'm itching for a rematch.
We'll go in.
The interior of the cabin is a place that feels long forgotten. There was once an elegance to its construction, carved marble columns holding a high arched roof, vaulted windows letting in the weak starlight.
Are you gonna tell me there is no mirror this time?
But that is how it was. Now there is a growth that has overtaken it. A viscous fluid seeps from cracks in the stone walls, and it congeals into chaotic streaks of writhing nerves and wet clumps of living meat.
This reminds me of Scorn. The aesthetic in Scorn.
That's horrible. You did this.
Blood flowing down here. There's the dagger.
The only furniture of note is a pulsating pedestal, a pristine blade perched on its edge.
You're still not gonna tell me about the mirror.
The blade is your implement. You'll need it if you want to do this right.
It's that mirror again, and this time it's blocking the door.
A mirror? There is no mirror. We've done this already. Try to keep up. The repetition is maddening. I don't know what to tell you. There isn't a mirror because I would know if there was a mirror. You're either seeing things or you're confused on the definitions of door and mirror. Or you're seeing things. That seems far more likely. What are you trying to say exactly?
You saying we're crazy?
He thinks we've lost it, that we're succumbing to madness, that something in us has broken.
He's right about that account. The design of a mirror has always looked the same. The cabin might change, but it's always looked like this kind of thing.
That's an unnecessarily melodramatic way to describe a hallucination, but sure. I'm not going to waste time arguing with any of you. It's in our way. Let's just smash it.
I'll take the blade.
You take the blade from the pedestal. It would be difficult to slay the princess and save the world without a weapon. Good. Nothing feels better than gripping cold steel.
I'm not sure about breaking the mirror though, because the glass surface, what if we die if we break it? Because every time we die, we hear that sound.
You step forward and approach the door to the basement, hesitating before you open it. As if you don't see it. You really don't, do you? How strange.
Why are our realities differing? Why do you not see the mirror?
It's a bit grimy. Why don't we wipe it clean? Wipe what clean? Are you still on about that mirror? It's not real. I'd know about it if it were real. No, we can't doubt our eyes like that. It has to be real.
The voices see it. The only person who doesn't see it is a narrator.
Smash it. Smash it to pieces. It's the only thing keeping us from her.
I'm not listening to you.
Don't you want to know what we'll see in there? We won't be able to see anything if we smash it. Nah, I'm with him on this one. Smash it! Let's get violent already! Do whatever you want with it. The mirror isn't real, so how you handle it doesn't matter, aside from wasting dangerous amounts of time.
I'm gonna refrain... If we wipe it, we'll see. I'm just scared of dying immediately if we smash it. But if we don't smash it, we can't get past the door. I'll make a save here, but I'm not gonna really reload. I'm just making one. I'll wipe it clean.
You reach forward and drag your hand across the door leading to the basement.
Right, every time we try to touch it, it disappears. That's right, now it's gone. Now we can go to the princess.
As if on command, it slowly slides open, scraping against the stone floor, its ancient hinges moaning as it reveals the dim path ahead.
Now I'll never know what happens if you smash it. Until next time. We've never had an option to smash it before. I don't know though, the whole glass sound thing, we've come so far, I don't want to die now.
Why am I not surprised? You step forward into the darkness. The stairs leading down to the basement are at once both narrow and grandiose. A high-vaulted ceiling stretches up into a gloom beyond your sight, while walls wet with tumorous growths press in uncomfortably at your sides. You feel both unprotected and trapped, at once exposed and claustrophobic. The air is thick. its odour an oppressive violence, the metallic scent of fresh blood twisting with the nauseating embers of charred remains. If the princess lives here, slaying her is probably doing her a favour.
Last time she was godlike because I made her angry. Now we made her angry twice. Is she gonna be even crazier than God?
Her voice, a bellowing rage, roars up the stairs.
Was severing the tendons of my ascension not enough for you? Was it not enough to rend my divine heart? Come, see the horrors you've wrought upon my flesh, and feel my hands set upon your throat.
We can kill her. We can do it.
She's so angry with us. Why? Why did you desecrate her? Why couldn't I stop you?
You've got to stop thinking about her like that. It isn't doing anyone any good. She's not some untouchable god. She's an abomination, and we're going to put an end to her once and for all.
My confidence levels are higher now because I didn't think we'd be able to do it in chapter 2, but we did. So, come on, let's do it, guys.
Whatever she is now is our fault. If she's an abomination, then what does that make us?
Oh, I do agree with that, though. Whatever she is now is our fault, because clearly she's reacting to the way we treat her. In a very, not just like her emotions kind of way, she's being shaped, actively being shaped by how we treat her.
It doesn't matter what we are. She needs slaying, and we've got the means to do it, so let's get a move on. If I might interject, you didn't make her into an abomination. She's always been what she is. It's why you're here, and it's why your task is so important.
Keep going.
You make your way to the bottom of the stairs.
Show me what you are now.
The chamber's walls are painted in blood, a deep, sickening red that drips down in clotted streams onto the charred corpses that make up its floor. This place reeks of torment, of ripped skin and burning bone.
Because we stabbed her in the ankle, we slashed her there, and then we stabbed her in the chest. She's keeping the attributes of what we did to her before.
The princess stands in its center, muscles flayed and bare and weeping, draped in a tattered dress of her own skin.
Ooh.
Her heart beats from its place in her open chest.
Do you know what I'm going to do to you?
No, and I'll never find out, because I'm gonna kill you first.
There's not so much a moment of hesitation before she steps forward. Her chains pull taut, holding fast as she strains against them. The cuff around her wrist digs deeper into her skin. Blood drips from the place where metal meets flesh.
This time, unlike the time where we made her happy and stuff, that time she just slipped out very effortlessly. This time it's holding tight against her.
And then, with a nauseating sound, the skin tears. It plops to the ground, and she pulls her red, glistening arm free from her bindings.
Okay, never mind. Ew, wow.
She is loose, and she is coming for you.
She has horns now.
Let her end it. It's the punishment you all deserve for what you did to her. It's the punishment I deserve for letting it happen.
She's right there. Her open heart is right there.
Screw that. We can win. We've done it before and we'll do it again, only this time we'll make it out the other side. Hell, she's practically done most of the work for us.
No, we learned that hesitation is a fatal flaw. I'm not even gonna say it. Let's just do it.
Your heart free of fear, you charge towards the princess, your eyes locked on each other, both of you prepared to lay down your very essence in one blow. It's now or never. Let's make it a beautiful blaze of glory. With a horrifying squelch, you are unwound.
What? No, it's reality breaking, isn't it?
I hope you weren't planning on dying. We're going to make this last forever.
We don't have the requirements met yet, maybe. some requirements.
Huh. I feel cold. I've never felt cold before.
Oh, she's dying too. She's being brought to the entity. Here we go. Here's one more for you. But oh, I don't look good either. I see my intestines. True to her word, you do not die by her hand, nor will you ever. It's time for you to leave. Memory returns.
She's gone. Where did she go? Should we try and find her?
The requirement for this appearing... this time we were both alive.
And there's that mirror again. Why is it here? Why now?
It's going to be okay. Just trust me. We've been here before, and you always get scared.
But it feels so bad. Like looking into it right now is going to be the end of everything.
Screw the mirror. We just need to find the princess.
I don't want to look at us.
You wanted to before. I'll see you on the other side. It's going to be okay.
Okay. If you say so. We'll trust you.
Thank you.
Maybe there'll be a good fight there. Maybe we'll find her again.
We will, but not in that form.
A mercy.
You approach the mirror. So this is a place where the narrator can never reach. The voices stay. There's different levels of persistence in memory, with the highest level being me and the entity. We remember every single playthrough. And then the voices remember every single chapter within the same playthrough. And then the narrator only remembers each chapter, and he's never here. Gaze into my reflection. Silence as you reach forward. They're gone once again. The mirror always makes them leave, but you need to see what's in it. You've withered. I grew last time. This time I withered, and I look withered. You find yourself in the long quiet once again. Is there some kind of meter we're trying to fulfill then? On one side is growing, on the other side is withering. So I've withered this time. Hello? You are at the cabin. She's big.
I am a growing chorus of contradiction. A mass of tides ebbing and flowing all at once in more directions than my attention can bear to hold. To look at any one is to shift them all into something new, and to look away is to reshape them yet again.
Yes?
All of me is changing, and yet the rest of me is still the same.
So this one right here, it doesn't matter how many times I go back, at least one of us always hurts the other. Doesn't that change you? Doesn't that make you worse? Yeah, we can't be happy, can we? We were happy last time, before we ended up in the long quiet.
It changes me, but it doesn't make me worse, nor does it make me care for you any less. Does it make you worse? Do you resent me?
I don't know. Remain silent.
You are what brings me meaning. Know that the pain of your journey will subside in due time.
The failures, the violence. We do all this for what?
But you still have a ways to go before we are done.
What do you think of this vessel?
This one is desecration. She placed the weight of her agony on you, yet it is she who unwound herself. but there is passion and empathy in her misery. She will make for a burning heart.
Heart. You mentioned heart last time as well. Are you looking for a heart?
Do not mourn her. She has finally found peace.
Yeah. This is further confirming to me that what our journey is we're trying to find different kinds of princesses and we're offering it to this entity. For what reasons and what'll happen once she gathers whatever she feels is necessary? You can't be a contradiction. Contradictions don't exist.
And yet my waters flow and my streets bustle. There are no words that can describe me into non-existence. There is no logic that can bind my multitudes. I am everything that you have known me to be, but I am also none of it.
How can you stand to be a contradiction?
As easily as you can stand to be you. You are like me, even if you have chosen not to look at the corners of you that do not fit, even if you have chosen to ignore the brilliant contours of your soul.
Every time we talk, I get the impression we're quite similar. At least she thinks so. Yeah, see, this is continuations of previous conversations we've had. Do you know what happens to the worlds we leave behind?
My perspectives are shadowed. You have seen what I have seen, just as I have seen what you have seen. The angles of my vantage do not offer me hidden truths, and my attention is turned inward, except when you are here with me.
Long way to say, I don't know.
Perhaps this will change when our work is done.
What is our work? Why are we doing this work? I'm still planning to kill you once we're done with this. I don't know about that. I don't know what to do with you yet.
If that remains your choice when all is said and done, then you may try. But know that I do not wish you harm, even if you attempt to destroy me.
Have you figured out what you'll want when we finished?
The desires of my multitude thrive in endless competition with themselves, but none of them rise above their dance to influence me. I yearn for what I have always yearned for, our awakening. Other desires shrink in the light of knowing you and knowing me.
Do you still not care what I bring you next?
I care about your gifts, but I have no preferences to burden you with. Even if I did, I would never dare to tarnish our relationship by assuming myself above you.
Very, very stark difference to earlier when the God version was telling me about how, oh, I'm better than you, you are below me. So you don't have any preferences on how you'd like to change or grow?
The tides do not dictate where they are pulled. A river does not dictate its outlets. My gift to you is to let you choose your path, and my task is to treasure the gifts you bring me.
The withering and the growing seems to mean something, although which is which and... Angry? Like, bringing an angry princess might equal to withering? Too many variables to confirm. How many more vessels do I need to bring you? More than 0.
We will know when we near our destination.
That's what I thought. I'm ready to go back.
I will be here when it is time for us to meet again.
Everything goes dark, and you die. Well, that was something.
You're on a path. You're here.
As usual, I have no idea. We're doing this thing. Did we get much more meta level information? Very curious about the mirror. And we sort of got a confirmation, a clearer confirmation this time that we're a bird monster. Although what that is in relation to a human princess, I have no idea. But she mentioned that we have a beak too. And she called me a bird. And then previously, apparently we have feathers. The mirror... seems like it's a... yeah, every time we die, we hear the mirror. I'm curious about what the other paths on that could have been. Like, smashing the mirror, or just getting the princess early. Killing her properly in chapter 1. Yeah, maybe we'll do that for the next one.